Well, good morning, traders. And I think we have hit an inflection point in markets. You know, given that the big move we've seen in being risk assets, we are seeing some consolidation. We are starting to see markets chop around a little bit more. You know, valuation is starting to say to me that, you know, we need to see new news, more inspiration to let us pay, 24 times for this year's earnings, 20 times for next year's earnings. We're going to need to see something more than just what's happening in stimulus to push us higher. And I think, you are looking at what's going on in the markets. And I think if you're looking at cross-asset moves last night, you'd be sort of hesitant to believe there was much going on. High-yield investment-grade credit spreads widened very, very small amount. You've seen a little bit of buying towards the back end of the fixed income treasury curve. Down yields down a couple of basis points. Vols really haven't done too much. You look at implied volatility in equities, it's down smalls. You've seen the S&P down a touch. Volumes have been very, very light indeed, but you are looking for a bit of a soggy picture here in Asia. We are going to see a few headwinds to the open. We're expecting the ASX to open on the back foot there. In terms of FX markets, the yen and the dollars work quite well. You've seen high beta FX currencies under a little bit of pressure, but it's nothing too sinister. Of course, all eyes tonight really on what's happening in the Bank of England. We've seen a bit of sort of pre-positioning around that from traders, and people are looking at the asset purchase program. Is it going to increase by £100 billion or more? My suspect is that it's going to be slightly more if they only raise by 100 billion. They'll give a pretty strong indication that they're going to raise more probably in the sort of November meeting. But you are looking at what, the news flow overnight. John Bolton's book coming out and suggesting that Donald Trump's seeking the Chinese help for re-election. China itself is in terms of Beijing, is shutting a number of schools. We've seen 1,200 flights being cancelled. We're watching what's happening there, but also in the US. Texas case counts in terms of Texas hospitalizations, up 11%, a record level. You've seen case count in Florida increasing. Concerns what's happening in Oregon. The red states more broadly, there is a very worrying trajectory coming through, and people are quite concerned about Trump not having a plan to deal with that. He's so hell-bent on getting the economy up and running. Is there a concern about the voter welfare going forward? And that's something we are watching now. With valuations where they are, you need inspiration to drive, and we are back watching the case count going forward. So definitely, I think we've hit an inflection point there, and we're watching that very closely.